Today's topic is personal freedoms in China versus personal freedoms in the West.
Winston, why the hell are we riding in a park?
Well, that's because today our topic is personal freedoms.
Okay.
You know, why the hell is she riding in a park?
Why the hell is everyone riding in a park?
Yeah, oh well. Anyway, so today we're talking about personal freedoms in China versus in the West.
Okay.
So where are we going today?
I figured today, because it's so accessible, and because we're talking about personal freedoms, I figured we'd get a foot massage.
Okay, so we're gonna go get a foot massage. Awesome.
Sure.
Okay, so let's set the stage here. A lot of our subscribers, you know, we both have fairly popular YouTube channels. I am the original China vlogger, and C-Milk's been doing it for a couple of years now.
Yep.
And a lot of the comments we get, or questions anyways, people seem to have this idea that China is like a communist gulag.
Right.
You know, sort of, there's no freedom and people are being watched and everyone's like, you know, under an iron fist. But
Right.
this is going to basically disprove that to everybody and point out some of the positives and the negatives of personal freedom in China.
Absolutely.
So I think we need to set a baseline here. So let's first of all talk about something you can't do in the West that you can do here. We'll begin with you, C-Milk.
I'm, at least in my country, I don't know about yours, but in my country we cannot drink in public. You have to either put it in a paper bag or just drink inside a establishment that allows alcohol, otherwise you will get arrested. Here in China, hell, you could do it all day, all night. You could drink a beer in a school.
Yes, you can actually.
Not trying to be obnoxious, I'm just trying to prove a point.
Look, South Africa, it's also against the law to drink in public.
Okay.
But it's never enforced. You know, when I was growing up, people did it all the time. You know, you just... the law is there. So if you're drinking in a bar, for instance, and you want to walk out with your beer, they usually stop you and say, no, look, we can get into trouble for that, so don't do it. Yeah.
Oh, for real? What's something that you enjoy, a personal freedom here in China?
Okay, I'm gonna go for probably the biggest one for me is safety.
Okay.
Now, I come from South Africa, which is an incredibly dangerous country, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because they are deluded.
Okay.
It is, say right here?
Yep.
Okay. So it's incredibly dangerous, and walking out at night is pretty much suicide, you know.
Okay.
Well, depending on your area, of course. Places like Cape Town, there's still some fairly safe spots, but for instance, you would never let your girlfriend go walk out and go to the shop by herself at midnight or even at 8 p.m.
Gotcha.
And you yourself wouldn't be outside anyway. Whereas here in China, you can walk around 2 a.m. in a place like this, down dark alleys and stuff, and you will be 100% guaranteed safe. Because I've been doing it for years. I don't feel at all threatened when my fiance says, hey, I'm just going to pop down to the shop to buy something, and it's 10 p.m, you know?
Sure.
It's perfectly safe, and you know, it's taken such a weight off of my shoulders, because you don't have to carry that responsibility of looking after your loved ones so much.
I gotcha.
So that is a massive personal freedom for me.
Right.
C-Milk?
One thing I really love is actually the ability to eat on the street. And all these like little shops will sell food like right on the street, and there's no way you could get away with that in the West because of like hygiene laws and OSHA and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, these places don't have any licenses or health certificates. They got
obviously
raw meat like just out on the street.
And like you can just sit here and enjoy a meal like right on the street, which is awesome. They're just cooking it. There's no regulation for that, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, there's laws written down for it, but at the end of the day, they're just not enforced. So yeah, personal freedom. Some of my best memories in China are sitting on the street, eating some food and drinking a beer with my friends. So I just love the fact that you can go out to any shop or any restaurant pretty much, and everything is open all night. Maybe someone's sleeping at the counter, but you can wake them up. They're always ready to make a sale. I love that about China. It's one of my favorite things. And for me, that's a personal freedom, because back home, everything closed so damn early. Like if I wanted to, if I had a hankering for a midnight snack, and I wanted to go out and grab a beer with my friends or whatever, everything is just closed. Everything's closed like 10, 9, 8, sometimes 6 o'clock, you know? So for me, I loved it.
What about like petrol stations? I mean, gas stations, you'd
Gas
call it.
stations, we do have 24-hour gas stations, and to be honest, that's the only place where you can go buy shit.
That's exactly the same as South Africa. You,
I guess
you
this is
literally have no choice except for a petrol station, you know, shop.
Right.
And, you know, for us, it's like around about 6, all the shops close. And then, you know, like supermarkets and stuff.
Right, it's the same.
And then restaurants, they close around about 9-ish, I guess, at the latest. And after that, you go out, there's like nothing. There's no one on the streets. It's pretty depressing, actually.
It is. It's like a ghost town, you know.
Yeah. And that's one of the main reasons I moved to China. Is, you know, when I first came here when I was 25, I just couldn't believe that you could walk outside at like 2 a.m. and there are people having barbecue and beers on the streets.
It's
and
so
people,
vibey, you know.
Yeah, people milling around, and you know, it's what a young man wants, you know.
Yeah, it's a perfect place to be a 27-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that obviously has its negatives. You have to understand that, you know, it never stops here, and the noise never stops. You know?
Yeah, jeez.
So, you know, there's always somebody
you're not
doing
free
something.
from noise.
Yeah, so there's always something happening, which is nice when you're young, but as you get older, you really start to resent that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's funny. Good point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring up the next point, which is something that you like to do a lot. Okay. Which is public urination.
Hey, I don't prefer to pee in public. Okay. There are times where I'm on a long trip where I have to relieve myself.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just have a weak bladder or something, but it's true. Whenever we're on a big trip, like every hour and a half or maybe every couple of hours, Seamilk tends to stop and relieve himself on the side of the road, and there's plenty of video evidence.
No personal attacks.
I'm just saying, I mean, whatever. But I don't know if it's illegal in South Africa, but that kind of thing is seriously frowned upon. Like, people will definitely point it out and say, look at that uncultured, useless person. What about in America?
In America, it's actually so illegal that you will be registered as a sex offender, tried and registered as a sex offender, and you'll have to basically, for the rest of your life, carry that title with you. And that is a very, very serious offense. You are lumped in with rapists and child molesters.
That is absolutely ridiculous. No, seriously, I can't believe that at all.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. So you can imagine much to my chagrin, when I saw that you could pee here, I was like, this is amazing, you know? Look at me, you little criminal boy.
Well, okay. I mean, to be fair, there is a lot of public urination here, but they're not vulgar about it, at least not the adults. The children, they don't seem to care. They'll just let them, you know, the grannies and stuff will make the little boys and girls pee like anywhere. They don't care about exposing them to public, you know, which is it's a little bit worrying. I don't approve, but you know, adults are usually, you know, they're all right. They'll pee in a bush or something. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of makes everywhere smell like pee, though.
yeah. Well, just depends where you are.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's public urination. What can we talk about next?
Traffic violations galore, Winston. That's China.
Oh yeah, look, I mean, this is something that really just gets to me, and I think it'll get to anyone who has to drive or live here, is the fact that there is no respect for the rules of the road. People will literally not only just drive any way they like, but they will park anywhere they like. They'll double park all they want. They don't have any consideration for anyone.
You know who's the worst? These buses.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Those guys will try to kill you, man.
I think trucks might outdo them.
Trucks might be worse. Trucks might be worse. You're right.
But literally, people will just come the wrong way down, down the road at you.
You want to see traffic violations?
Yeah.
Okay, we came to the right place.
Yeah,
look at this shit. Like, people just literally just stop in the middle of the road, picking up fares in their taxis, in and out of a turn circle here.
Yeah, we've got
a traffic circle. People selling fruit in the middle of it.
Yeah, we got people trying to ride into me from all sides.
Exactly. Look at this.
And that will actually bring me to the next point, because look, we could go on for a week about how bad the traffic is here, because literally you can do what you want. I mean, you will get a fine in the post if you do something really bad and they catch you on camera, but there will be no police officer that like pulls you over and says, hey, you just ran that red light. You know, there's no enforcement at all on the roads.
You're absolutely correct.
Not at all. which is very frustrating for a law-abiding person.
For sure.
You know, when you come here and you try to stick to the traffic laws, you will just get stuck and you can't move because people will not let you in or whatever.
Good point.
So let's move on to jaywalking, which is definitely a personal freedom that everybody enjoys here.
Yes.
I mean,
I enjoy it.
if you want to walk across the road, yep,
you just go for it.
Go for it. Doesn't matter where you are, where you want to go.
Right.
It can be a highway. You just do it. No one's gonna stop you.
Ain't no one gonna stop you.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, anyway.
What are you laughing at?
No, this e-bike just basically drove into me there.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay, good.
But yeah, jaywalking,
yeah, for sure. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Another personal freedom in China? Let me think. Oh, smoking. It's a smoker's paradise. I quit smoking 2 years ago, and for me, like, if I had considered in the beginning coming to China and trying to quit, which I did actually, it was impossible, man. You can smoke anywhere here. You can smoke in hospital lobbies, for God's sakes.
Oh yeah. I mean, smoking is rampant, and although once again recently it's been made illegal everywhere, that's just what can I say? Talk is cheap, you know. They say it's illegal, but it's never enforced.
Good luck.
In fact, if you go into a restaurant, most of the time they put an ashtray on your table and they're like, you know, they're like, hey, here you go, here's your ashtray, please smoke, you know.
Yeah, there's no smoking signs everywhere in these restaurants, and they will actually just provide an ashtray for you.
Yeah, I mean, everybody smokes here, and it's part of the culture. You get offered cigarettes all the time.
Oh yeah. That's one thing you'll notice is just it's a smoker's country.
Absolutely. So be prepared to, you know, if you don't like smoking, you're going to be in for a hard time.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, a personal freedom actually might be a personal restriction for a lot of people that don't like smoking.
Yeah, because you'll be sitting in a restaurant and someone will smoke next to you. And,
yeah, because there's no sections that separate people, non-smoking and smoking, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Simok, I think I just spotted a foot massage place behind us. Yeah, let's. Why don't we stop off and do a little bit of a walk and talk? So Simok, what are we doing here, eh?
We're here at a foot massage place, just relaxing a little bit after our hectic city ride.
Alright, so this lovely gentleman over here is busy giving me a neck massage while my feet are soaked in this sort of medicinal, well, I suppose, fragrant water. My word, this guy's kicking my ass on my feet. It's really, like, painful. One thing about these massage places, if you ever let off that you can speak Chinese, then you're in for a long conversation, because they just absolutely love finding out about where you're from, and if you can eat Chinese food and the usual stuff. So Simok, now that we're kind of relaxing, getting a rather stringent massage, what's our common question?
Yeah, our common question today comes from Aaron A, who says, I'm really enjoying these videos. Awesome content and quality. My question is, do you guys plan on spending the rest of your lives in China? What will you do if for some reason you are unable to extend your visa?
Okay, well, I'll start. This has always been a problem for me, especially due to my nationality. It's a lot more difficult for me to get a visa than, say, a British person or an American person. And I kind of stress every year when it's visa time. I really do stress and worry if I can stay or not. So I'm kind of always prepared to, you know, make another plan. So my plan is to stick around long term for as long as possible, really, you know, as long as I can keep doing it. But I do have a feeling that it can't be forever, so I am prepared to leave. How about yourself? Yeah.
You can go on the side there. For me, in the beginning, I kind of thought that maybe I would stay in China for the rest of my life. I kind of enjoyed it here, right? But you never know, the political situation can always change, so you always have to be ready to go. And at this point, now that I'm getting ready to have a child, I kind of don't want them to grow up here. I want my kid to have a clean and safe and awesome environment that I had growing up as a child too. So I can't say for sure. I might leave in the next couple years, I might not. But if for some reason I couldn't get my visa renewed, then I would go back home.
Right. I mean, I'm also on the fence, you know, to be honest. If I could, I do foresee myself in the future finding a more stable situation if I wanted to have kids and stuff. Because, you know, if you're a young man, it's a fantastic place.
The best place in the world.
But, you know, as you get older, the things that we were mentioning start to get more and more, you know, apparent. Like the noise pollution and the lack of personal safety, I suppose, you know, like, yeah, just the general lack of, I don't know what you'd call it, like common sense that goes on around here.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anyway, cool. Hope that answers your question, mate. Well, that was a little stringent, but actually really nice.
Well, let's pay and hit the road.
Alright, Seamilk, so I think it's time for us to finish off our episode, but before we do, I have something to say about this whole personal freedom thing.
Okay.
I think that personal freedom is a double-edged sword in China. The thing is, especially for an expat coming here, it is very freeing and it's very different to what you're used to.
Sure.
But of course there's a lot of negative stuff that comes along with it. It does cause people to lose control. I know a couple of foreigners who've really gotten into, you know, done stupid things and gone crazy because they suddenly have all this freedom.
Right.
And they just go, you know, off the wall. And also it creates chaos, as you see all around you, just people like on the side of the road here just randomly selling stuff, you know, blocking up the sidewalks. And you know, the traffic is absolutely insane and that sort of thing. So, you know, it's good and it's bad. It's really just up to you to decide, you know, weigh it out and decide whether you like it or hate it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like the chaos is fun in the beginning, like you said, but the after you live here for a long time, you realize that law and order, sometimes there's a reason it exists.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so do you have anything else you want to say before we finish up?
Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing, guys. Please continue to give us your comment questions below, and I will see you on the next episode.
Absolutely, guys. Until next time, as always, stay awesome.